All right. Well, we should be live, or will be shortly anyway. Welcome back to Bloody Appalachia. We're down a player tonight. Richard Computer has suffered a horrible, horrible malady. We wish it well. He might have taken it out
Um,
back and shot it. We're not sure. We're not sure.
there's still 15 seconds of ads to play for me.
Oh well, obviously that's because you haven't backed the podcast or the stream here. The
Yep,
good,
no.
grateful people that watch and subscribe to the channel don't have to sit through those ads, Jameis.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
look, my ads are done.
Mm. Thanks, thanks. Pardon the camera angle. I'm having some construction done down here, and can't reveal too much of the background. So, just how it goes. Right. Bloody Appalachia, three of you. So you know what that means, don't you? Dream montage. Yeah. So you will be playing your character stats. You're just going to be in different bodies. Okay. That's how these run. These are officially part of the campaign. They are just dreams, strange dreams that you all have of things that have happened in the past in the area of Bloodwurth Hollow. And yes, we are back to Bloody Appalachia. Great little RPG game, very OSR. If you've ever played an early Dungeons and Dragons game, most of the rules are very similar, easy to follow along, but based in a lot of horror in this case. Let's just introduce ourselves here. I'm Bert, the GM, and Bill. Go ahead and introduce the character you were, and then just come up with a suitable character name for a bunch of college students that are traveling to have a little fun on the slopes as winter break is starting.
Um, we're gonna. Well, my character's name is Chad Blutarski. You may be familiar with my older brother Bluto. Um, he asked me. He watched the stream last time and asked me to say less about him. So you know.
Well, there are those pending charges still.
Yeah, and I'm with a group of ski bunnies that we call the Screamers.
Okay, the Screamers. So this your character's name tonight is also Chad Blutarski?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm asking. Or do you want to just pick a name for your character tonight?
Um, yeah, let's have it be the same. That'll be easy.
Okay. All right. So apparently the family had a few Chads in it. We're going to be back to the late 1950s, almost 1960. 1959 is where we're going to start tonight. Dion, who you got?
Hello. Normally, I am known as fake news on the normal daytime hours, but in this dream sequence, I will be playing the character of Lisa Pizzelli. Yeah.
Yeah, change your name on the screen if you would. So Lisa.
I did.
Pizzelli, you did.
I
said,
already
I
did. I'm a professional.
Like you do this or something. Very nice. Jameis.
Watch it all. Normally I'd be the filmmaker Lars von Trier, but tonight I'll be playing, if this thing saves or crashes, your choice, Ruth Forsyth.
Okay, that works. And approach your microphone just a little bit closer. You're a little faint tonight. I know it's horrible.
All right.
Okay, so here we go. You're surrounded by what appears to be endless farmland. Your smoking vehicle sitting on the bank of a lonely, empty road. The sun's setting, and the gloom of night is rolling in. There's a dilapidated farmhouse up on a small hill, a distant outlier against the flat landscape. It's the only sign of civilization for miles, and between you and this isolated homestead are thick cornfields. As the time of year, they're all husks at this point. The corn's already been harvested, but the stalks are still browned and withered in the field. There's a light from the window in that farmhouse, just there over the ridge through the cornfields. Maybe someone's home. And so we have three college students on going on winter break. You've got ski gear. So I'm telling you, anything that I am saying now, if it is logical for you to have in this, you have access to this. So you have ski gear. You have a hamper full of sandwiches and treats. And you've got stashed a couple of bottles of hooch.
With Chad on board, I don't-
Yeah. So I got to ask, who's driving? And what are you driving?
You
well,
guys,
we're not driving anything anymore from what you said.
What were you driving?
do you guys want me to be the driver again?
Apparently, Chad's the
Chad's
driver.
always the driver.
Yeah, you're the only one with your license.
I'm not sure that's a good thing here, but we'll see.
Okay. So you're driving. Car is now smoking under the hood. You've just pulled over. Fuel gauge also says empty. Shouldn't be, since you fueled up maybe an hour ago. What are you driving, by the way? So this is about 1960.
So a box on wheels.
Yeah.
A Ford?
In black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys want to do? So sun's going down in the horizon. That farmhouse up down the hill there it's the only sign of civilization you've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, I guess we're.
The ski resort you're heading to is still hours away.
Mm,
Is it? What time of day is it?
It's getting towards nightfall. So this time of year, it's probably 6 o'clock.
we should go check to see if anybody's awake at that farmhouse. Maybe they can.
Yeah, maybe they have a phone.
Yeah.
Did phones exist back then?
Yes.
Is the
You
car-
don't. You don't actually. So thinking of that, Chad, you don't actually see any telephone poles stretching anywhere. Anybody have drive auto at more than like just basic? Or I guess in this case it would be piloting basics. Anybody have piloting basics?
Yeah.
Chad's the only one with the dice pool.
Yeah, I've
That's the
got,
reason why he does the driving.
piloting basic rank 2, and I've got a +4 next to it.
Why don't you give me a roll?
All right.
Because it seems like Chad is an auto guy. You probably want to take a look under the hood and see what's going on.
Mhm.
Okay,
Hey,
looks
that's
like
pretty good.
17 total.
Sure. First thing you notice that happened is your fuel line seems to have gotten snagged on something, and that's why you're empty. Yeah, that's problem one. Your gas tank's empty, and you're going to need some hose to repair that fuel line. Not too bad. Finding some hose is going to be the problem. Other than that, just looking around, you need some water in the radiator. Looks like it boiled some off there after a while of cooling down. But to fix that, you're going to need a wrench. No toolbox in the car.
Ooh, I forgot something.
So yeah, fuel, a wrench, and some hose. This is really all you need to get this up and running again. It's not too bad.
Oh, it was so much simpler in the olden days.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because now you don't have to disable the computer just to find out that there's something wrong with the hose. That when you replace it, you got to replace the computer too, and then
Yep. Yeah, maybe. I mean, they look like they might. Maybe they have some tools. It's a farm.
all right. Well, there doesn't appear to be a clear path from the road to the farm. Just a few openings in the dense growth in front of you.
Okay. So cornfield that's husked.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. No corn on the stalks anymore. The stalks are just old and brown,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
about to be. Yeah, as winter
Yeah.
comes in, they'll just fall over and they'll just rejuvenate the earth with their dying corpses.
It's just naturally, a horror movie in the making.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh,
We don't know horror
It's
movies yet.
1950s, man. I mean, horror. I mean, you've read Dracula, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
I'm
just when
gonna.
you're getting
Yeah.
stuff like The Blob might have just come out recently.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
All right, just going.
We should take some hooch with us as a gift.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that.
As a gift, Chad.
You know what? I
not
want
for drink.
to.
Okay,
You know what?
if we have a couple of bottles, I'm taking both because I need some too.
I'm gonna have a sandwich on the way.
Grab a sandwich.
Yeah.
Grab some booze. You guys are dressed. You're expecting to be hitting the slope, so you've got some warm clothing on. Although it's not too cold here yet. You're adding. You're gaining elevation, and you're expecting to hit the slopes that have just gotten some snow on them, much further out from here. Okay, so the light's waning. Unfortunately, you're not going to have any flashlights. You want to try to scavenge for something else, or do you want to make a proposition that a ski kit might include something? You go right ahead. Otherwise, you're heading into a very quickly becoming dark cornfield.
Do I have a Zippo because I smoke?
You smoke. You've got a Zippo. Or maybe one of the Doughboy lighters that were very popular in World War II.
I don't know what that is.
Do you have one of those long cigarette holders?
Oh, yeah.
You mean one of these?
Yeah.
Just like that. Look at that. Already in character. Didn't even know it. Sure, you got a Zippo. No problem. Or something similar to a Zippo. What the heck happened? Siri decided to speak to me.
AI's taking over. It's coming.
Oh my gosh.
I told you. They never believed me. They all laughed at me.
Okay. Well, AI wants to play tonight, apparently.
I would probably have an extra pair of socks with me because you can never have many socks.
And a tightly rolled pair of underwear just in case, because Mom always told you to carry extra underwear. Okay, fair enough.
If we were more mechanically minded, I'd say we grab a scavenger battery and a light from the truck and hook up as a.
Anybody have mechanical skills or electrical skills? Either electronics or you do?
I've got mechanics. I've got electronics. Oh, electronics is better.
Okay. Make me a roll on one or the other just so you can harvest the battery without doing any further damage and a headlight.
Can I electrocute myself? No.
That's a great roll. You grab the battery and a headlight. You have an impromptu lamp. Now, it won't last horribly long.
No.
Hopefully long enough that you can get the battery back and enough juice to start the car.
Yeah, even if we use it sparingly, we can sort of if it looks like we're in trouble crossing the field or something, we can at least.
Yeah.
And maybe more of an emergency in the case that we need to see where we're going. But for the moment.
All right, sounds good.
Cool.
You guys fearing nothing because your minds haven't been warped yet by horror television shows and movies.
The invasion of the body snatchers as that was fairly recent.
So brushing aside stalks, you enter a small clearing. This is after a little bit of, traipsing through the corn, and the farmhouse is up on a hill, so you've got a navigational point, so you're not going to get lost anyway. There's a small clearing where the stalks have already been pushed flat. They're now brittle and brown, forming an almost circle in this area. At its center, strapped to a tall wooden frame, is a scarecrow, a wrinkled pumpkin for a head carved with a fixed, sinister grin of jagged teeth. In its right hand, it clutches a long scythe, and atop its head is a drooping broad-brim hat. There's a wooden sign with a crudely carved arrow pointing towards the hill, which reads, Lee Farm.
Okay.
Cool scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The hat is actually quite nice. It's a broad-billed leather thing.
So, according to horror movies we haven't seen, we should push it over and try to destroy it.
Or take the scythe.
No, I'm just admiring it for a minute.
Yeah,
this is pretty cool.
I'm kind of way down trying to juggle the battery and the lamp. So.
Yeah, nothing moves. Its pumpkin head is the scariest thing about it. Its clothes are loosely filled with straw here and there. There's no emotion to it, no evil intent to its eyes, as you admire.
I don't know why you'd even think of that.
The clothing. It's.
I look around. Are there any crows?
No. Actually, yes, but not alive. There are dead crows in this center here.
How many dead crows?
Like 4 or 5.
That's a
A
weird
murder
number.
of dead crows.
That's a lot of dead. Are they like in a singular area or
Just
scattered?
scattered here around this, trampled down corn husk area.
What
We
I'm
had
going
a
to do, pat the scarecrow and say, "Good job," looking at the crows.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, like must be a damn good scarecrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't look like they've been shot. They're not bloody or anything, but they're definitely dead. Have been for some time. They're kind of
Oh,
husked out and already starting to deteriorate.
oh, they must have a really good cat then.
No, they got the scarecrow.
That too. All right, keep going.
I
Okay.
hope one of these dreams, but with monsters.
Yeah. You're always the monsters. You push on through the cornfield. Let's see. Lisa, something kind of moves to your left in the corn.
Okay.
And just out of
Like
the side of your eye, you just catch a little moving off to your right.
I just look in that direction briefly as I keep going.
Okay. We'll give you a spot check.
I will give you a spot check. That gets a +2. So D20. Wha.
Oh, that's very good. There's still some live crows. The disturbance you're seeing is there's a couple of crows that seem to be pecking and eating something on the ground,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
definitely crows.
Oh, crows doing what crows do. All right, I just keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, how far away is that?
It's close enough to your right side that it brought your attention to it.
What
Just
are they
closer.
eating?
You want to take a look?
Like glancing as I go by, yeah.
You're not close enough to see what they're eating without heading in that direction. Just a little bit.
No, it's not. No, it's just whatever. They're eating something dead.
Your regard causes them to caw out a little bit, but they keep pulling on something. You see strands of something meaty being gobbled up.
Mm.
You figure they might have caught something small game, maybe a rabbit or something this time of year. But you just push through the stalks and you find the farm. It seems pretty run down, paint chipped and buildings leaning at odd angles. There's a rusted windmill creaking in the night air. You do see like a wire coming off of it. Looks like it's been motorized. They get a little bit of electricity from it, maybe. On your left is a barn. It's red paint flaking like dried skin. Long grasses shooting up around its perimeter. Then you see the farmhouse proper. Wooden building with a broad porch. It's not in a great status at all. You assume actually that it looks kind of abandoned, except for there is a light on upstairs. In between the barn and the farmhouse sits the windmill and a grain silo.
I'm gonna give it a hello as we approach the farmhouse.
Okay. The light in the window kind of dims a little bit, almost like someone's picked up a lantern, perhaps.
Okay.
And an old lady comes to the front door. She's got very thick glasses on. Her graying hair is pulled back into a tight bun. She's got very heavy clothing on, as if the winter chill has already set in more than it ought. Leaning on a little cane. She's just kind of looking out. She says, "Who's there? Who's there?"
Just some people passing through the area. Our car's broken down. Do you have like a tool set?
And she's like, "Come a little closer. I got bad eyes." She
Oh.
looks ancient.
Shine the light this way on me.
She
So
has
she can
she's
see
got like
me.
a little lantern and she shines in your direction. It's like, "Oh, well, come on in."
Yeah. All right,
Yeah. She
cool.
turns around and just leaves the door open as she wanders in.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
As soon as you come behind her, she's like, "I'm sorry, my husband passed away. Running the farm gets a little bit difficult, but I'm sure he's got some tools out in the shed that might be of some use to you. You're welcome to anything you find out there. Crops aren't going well. Keeping the ones that are, it's a little bit of a challenge, but I keep on."
Oh, you poor thing.
And she kind of heads over to like a soul rocking chair in the room. She throws a few twigs in the fireplace and strikes a match and gets a fire going. Come on in. Come on in. Ain't many
Well,
places to settle down. I'm afraid I sold most of the furniture a while back, but sit where you want.
Thank
Got,
you very much.
got some tea, got some water if you'd like. I can put a little something. I'll put a kettle on the stove.
Oh,
mighty
no.
kind, don't you, men?
Gets a little lonely out here. I made myself a little scarecrow to keep me company. Sort the birds out.
That's a
Ugly
nice
thing.
scarecrow.
Yeah, we saw it. It's well made.
I call him Mr. Husk.
Mr. Husk.
Yeah.
Good name for a good gentleman doing a good job.
Yeah, dude does a fine job. Dead birds all over the place since I put them up out there.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely helpful. And she's putting on some water on the old wood stove. Lights a match, puts it under there. Brings out some chipped teacups down in front of everybody. It's getting a little dark. I got some lanterns back here if you want to rustle through the old barn down there. Probably is where my husband's tools are. As I said, you can take what you want. If it helps you any, I'm afraid I don't have one of them telephones.
That's okay. We don't need a lot. What'd you say we needed? You looked at it.
Okay.
Chad, what do you need to fix the car?
Well, I need a hose, I need a wrench, and might as well take a few other possibly needed tools. Just fiddle around with it a little bit. Maybe you don't have any gas, do you?
There might be some old gas in the hayloft. You can take a look there. We used to use it on the tractor.
I think you said we need a little water too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so not
Well,
too
there's
much.
rain barrels all over the place. You can take what you want. And you can find anything to carry it with in the barn, you can go ahead and take that. That's just fine. That's just fine. Anybody have any kind of interpersonal skills? Like psychology would be a great one if you have
I have psychology. Where is it?
anyone that has psychology or
No.
any interpersonal skill similar can go ahead and roll.
I'm a filmmaker. I don't give a crap about what my actors do.
Yeah, I have a +4 on this.
Okay.
So 15.
All right. That's not bad. She seems to be she seems to be a little scared because you notice it's not just old age as she's fumbling things. Like she's having to move very carefully because she's shaking just a little bit. And while she's telling you this story that she's telling you, you kind of get the feeling like she's also wanting to say more, but she's not.
Ma'am, is there anything we can do for you for being so kindly to us and helping us out?
Oh, no, thank you. There's very little. There's very little that I need up here. I got my radio. The old Jenny up on the windmill still works good enough that when the wind blows, I can catch my shows on the old radio. She kind of stops for a minute. It's just a shame that you had to break down.
Yeah, we were planning on going skiing.
Oh, I bet that would have been a lovely thing to do.
Yeah, well,
We like it.
yeah, we'll get our thing fixed up and we'll be out of your hair in no time, ma'am. So we'll be skiing by tomorrow.
Kind of under her breath, you Chad, you hear her say, "I hope that's true." And she pours hot water into your cups where she's got some dried tea leaves. Smells really good, actually. It's like, I don't have that fancy bag stuff, so you just let that settle in the bottom there and don't drink it all the way down. You don't want to get any of them bitter tea leaves. And it's very good, though. That's about the best I can do for last meal. I'm sorry.
Last meal?
She kind of looks startled. Oh, I'm sorry, but wrong phrase. Wrong phrase.
Well, understandable.
Are you having some kind of trouble around here?
Oh, not for me. No, I'm well cared for. The voice shakes a little bit when she says that.
Wow.
So she's take this tea leaves out of the same jar for her tea as she's done for all of yours. You know, she just takes it out of like this little glass container with a hoop top and just puts the dried tea in everybody's cups. Pours herself some. She's like, I'm afraid I don't have any sugar left, but I've got some fresh cream.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Pours some for herself and leaves it out for you.
I pour a good amount in.
Okay.
I wait for it to steep, and
Mhm.
then I pour it in.
Smells great. It's
Because
amazing.
I don't want to
tea
ruin
leaves.
it.
She's like, oh, and so young too. So young. You're wearing a college letter vest there. You're all students?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with the cheerleading squad.
Oh. Well, I'm sure you'll find yourself a great husband there.
We'll see. I may be the cheerleader, but you guys know I'm the one that throws the girl. She's a lesbian.
Is that the subtext that comes up on the screen when your characters?
Yeah.
Did they have lesbians in the 50s?
The throwers in the cheerleading squad's
All right.
best one to be. You get the best view.
All right.
Well, that is a shame. That is a shame. She drinks her coffee. Her hands are shaking just a little bit. There's a little tear rolls down her eye.
Are you all right, ma'am?
Oh, like I said, I'm just fine. It's just a shame, is all.
What's a shame?
Oh, just that you had to break down.
You seem to almost be implying we're in some sort of danger here.
I'm afraid that you are. I'm afraid that you are.
From what?
Well. As I said, Mr. Husk, very useful. Does the job really well. Dead crows all over the place. A little extreme, but helpful. Felt like someone had my back. Bowls of pickled produce started showing up all over the place. Fields miraculously watered. Thought I had to be a guardian angel. Maybe even my departed Jerry looking down at me from heaven. That all changed the night the Watterson boys came by. Those poor boys.
What happened to the Watterson boys?
Well, look, it was late. I just headed to bed when I heard a crash from out by the barn. I looked. I saw the Watterson boys, local troublemakers, breaking in, probably to steal a few things or just messing around. Before I could get out there to scold them. Well, we had a phone back then too, but we couldn't keep up the payments on it. But I was going to call the sheriff, but I heard a scream. And nobody else heard them around here except for me looking out. I saw him, Mr. Husk, scythe in one hand, dragging 3 bodies behind the other. He looked at me, and I swear that awful pumpkin face just smiled. Now anyone who comes by, it kills, protecting the land, the crops, and me, I suppose. He's even taken to making more, things like him. I think he's probably lonely. It's the one thing I can relate to with Mr. Husk. I'm really sorry you all had to come here.
Your scarecrow is a... Wait, what? No. Your scarecrow is alive?
She just kind of nods and cries a little bit. It's like, I know, I sound crazy. Maybe it's for the best that you don't believe me, but you go ahead and you get your parts for that car and you fix it up real fast. Maybe you can make it.
I hope so.
Okay. Do you...
You're looking down at your tea like, what's she drinking?
She has a fireplace, right?
Yeah, she does. Yep.
Is there like a poker?
Yeah.
May I borrow this?
Oh, honey, you go right ahead.
Or do you have a gun?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Okay.
Dude, if he's not moving when we see him, I'm gonna take that scythe.
All right, take a poker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, solid iron, sharp tip,
Is there
brass
another one?
handle. Well, let's see. There would be a poker, there would be a coal shovel, and then probably one of those pincers to move coals around.
Okay, I'll take that if she'll let me.
Sure. You just leave it out there by the road. Mr. Husk will bring him back to me, I'm sure, or just wherever he happened to fall dead would be fine. It'll make its way back. I'm sorry for that.
Well, I sincerely hope you're wrong, ma'am.
I do too.
It's no problem. Hmm.
I get so few visitors because of this. So few visitors. Those two Mormon missionaries were right nice.
Oh boy.
Why don't you come with us or something?
This is my home.
A little vacation.
No. My husband died here, and pretty soon I'll follow. Mr. Husky, he takes care of me, so I'm fine. I'm just fine. I'm just so very, very sorry that you had to break down here.
But you're all alone? You don't have no kids? No family?
We never blessed a child, my husband and I.
Have you ever tried to communicate with Mr. Husk?
Well, he's not exactly the communicating sort. Yeah, he does work around the farm. He leaves me some food now and then, takes care of the birds, but yeah, we never exactly had a sit down conversation, if that's what you're asking.
You've never tried?
I've tried, but he doesn't get too close. I just always see him just in the distance, in the corner of my eyes. Of course, I'm not able to move around quite so well anymore. I'm not very spry, I'm afraid. My eyesight's not so good.
Huh. Okay. All right.
Cannot help but hear the bong sound in the background of a
The hookah,
water
sorry.
hookah. Imagine that's boiling tea.
Yeah. I just kind of sip my tea.
No, yeah, so your character just be thinking she's bad, whatever.
Yep.
You know, like horror films aren't completely in the zeitgeist yet. I mean, yeah, there's some films out, but
Yeah. Oh, it's mainly sci-fi stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe watch out. I mean, there would be horrors, but they'd be not.
So after chatting with her for a bit, enjoying the tea, which is quite tasty, she shows you where some lanterns and some oil are. It is full dark out there now. There's a fairly significant moon though, so it's not pitch black out there, but the sun has finished going down.
I mean, would we be able to just stay the night here until it's light out?
Well, certainly. Nothing says you have to go out to your death tonight or anything. You leave whenever you'd like to. I don't have a lot of accommodation here, but I'm sure I can find some blankets.
Well, what do you guys want to do? It's already dark out.
Well, Chair, do you think you can fix it in this line? I mean, we don't even know if they have the stuff we need.
Chad.
You're free to look around in the house too. There might be some things you could use here. Again, you're welcome to anything we can have. I don't have much.
Yeah. Do you think we should just stay the night and do it in the daytime?
Well, if she's willing, I don't want to run out there with that creepy ass scarecrow guy all hours of the night if I don't have to.
Yeah, just do it. Alright, well, ma'am, if you'll have us, I'd love to stay the night.
What was your name again, young lady?
Oh, I'm Lisa. Lisa Pizzelli.
Well, Lisa, why don't you follow me over to the linen closet? We'll see what we can find you something to lay on tonight.
Hmm.
She just takes you over to a closet on the same floor, so you're all still within sight of each other. And she opens up the closet, and sure enough, there's a bunch of quilts and there's some blankets, no pillows, but enough that you could throw something on the floor and keep yourself covered. It's warm enough in here, especially by the fire.
Yeah. Well, just make everybody little bed set by the fire.
I don't eat much myself anymore, but you're welcome to anything that you can find in the kitchen. There's a lot of pickled goods, canned goods, that sort of thing. You'll have to. I hope you know how to work a wood fire or wood cook stove in there. You're welcome to make whatever you'd like. I'm gonna turn in my old bones, and I'm just very tired, very tired. I'm up early though, so hopefully I'll see you off.
Okay. All right. Thank you again,
Mighty,
man.
mighty
Yeah.
kind of you.
Yeah, she just takes one of the lanterns, leaving you behind several, and she just goes up to the stairs where she left the one lantern burning in the second floor, and just leaves you to your own devices. So you've got the light of the fire, you got several lanterns out here. The fireplace glow is enough to pretty well illuminate the living room here. The kitchen is doesn't have a door to it. You can just kind of see it off there to the left.
All
Is it
right.
a woman half? Wee.
I don't know how I feel about that. Is there a window
Yeah,
looking out the field?
there is, although the glass is not it's not really good glass. It's very wavy and very distorted. So like
Mm,
especially this dark, you can't really see clearly through it.
yeah.
But yeah, there's enough light from the moon out there that you can kind of see the grain silo, you can see the barn. Don't No movement.
Mm, okay. I'm just gonna settle down for the night.
Okay. Yeah. Just settle by the fire. You probably haven't eaten. Well, no, you just had some sandwiches. You brought sandwiches with you, so you're fine. The rest of you might be a little hungry. No one else said anything about bringing food.
Chad just drinks his dinner as he does every night.
Of course, as he does. As he does.
So I guess I'll try and find myself out on a pot of beans or something to try and put on.
Yeah, sure. You go into the kitchen. Um, there's plenty of canned, preserved, like vegetables, green beans, tomatoes, just about everything. Just filled in the cabinets. You even see some preserved meats, jarred preserved meats. There's some jerky that is hanging out to be dried. Properly, it's biltong. Actually, is what it would be. But yeah, you do see cans of beans in there as well. And there's the stove. There's plenty of wood to get a little bit of a fire going for the stove if you want to heat something up. Or otherwise, you can just eat cold beans. You do notice that there are some fairly nice large kitchen butcher knives in here.
I'm sure we won't need to know anything about that.
Of course not. I suppose you're going through the cabinets as well. So you also find some basic medical supplies. Bottle of witch's hazel, bottle of like tincture, probably iodine solution, some bandages, the wrap kind, old school kind. Birchwood powder for headaches.
Cocaine for everything else.
Cocaine for everything else. Laudanum.
Yeah.
Got a pretty impressive spice rack. You can tell that they're all probably grown here on the farm, dried out and put in bottles. Yeah. So you spend some time wrestling yourself up a pot of beans and whatever else you want to do. Yeah. Chad, what are you doing?
Probably sneaking sips.
Okay. No way you have to sneak them. Everybody else in this room knows you've got it.
Habit. It's what I do during class.
Yeah. All right. So Bruce brings out a pot of beans just warmed up on the stove. Do you know how to cook, Bruce?
No, or I don't see any
Skill.
particular skill in cooking.
Yep. So D20 plus a wisdom bonus if you have it. See if you manage to
Okay.
actually not burn the beans.
Oh, I do have a wisdom bonus. I burn the beans.
Yeah. You burn the beans. Some of it's soft, some of it's hard. He picked the absolute wrong collection of herbs to put in there with it. Hey, but it's edible. Just
Well,
not great.
most of it. You just ignore
Most
the
of
bits
it.
that you have to.
Yeah. Nothing at all phenomenally going on outside. I mean, it's pretty dark other than just the moonlight and starlight. There are very thick window curtains that you can, close the window off of if you want to. But it's toasty in here at the fireplace going, and there's enough wood inside to keep it going all night.
All right.
All right. You guys want to do anything else through the night or just get sleep?
I'm sure we'll wake up perfectly fine in the morning. Nothing will have happened. I don't
Yeah,
see.
we'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
Okay. You wake up to the sound of she is in the kitchen. I got some cornbread going. I've got some coffee going. I'm afraid I don't have any fresh bacon, but I got some preserved beef here. I'm gonna get sausage. Just gonna cook it up for you. Have a good meal. She just starts bringing out plates of food, coffee, percolating on a old style burner.
Hell yeah. Eat like a king.
Afraid my girls aren't laying in right now, so no eggs, I'm afraid. But she hands over, plate of cornbread and got some vegetables, a little pork in there. You guys slept fine. Absolutely nothing weird happened. It was nice and warm. The floor was a little hard. You were sleeping on a blanket, but otherwise you're fine. Morning sun comes through. It's fairly early. Like she snuck down, started cooking, so she was well into the cooking when you guys awoke.
Nice.
Brings food out. Absolutely nothing seems to be creepy or eerie in the least bit.
Huh.
Other than her.
Old age isn't creepy.
Can be.
Have you met us?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good breakfast. And she says, you go ahead and you look around, see if you can find anything you need to repair your car. You didn't find anything in the kitchen useful. No tools, certainly no gasoline.
Yeah. See what we can do, I suppose.
Yep.
All right, to the farmhouse. The
You're in
barn.
the farmhouse. You want to go to the barn, right?
Barn. The other farmhouse.
All right, there's a rusty red door, slides to one side as you look in the barn. There's a musty smell of damp straw, and there's dust flooding out to greet your nostrils. Your eyes adjust to the dark inside just a little bit. There's a large space inside. There's a stable falling apart to the left. There's a workshop to the right. The back of the barn, there's a large shape that's underneath a blue tarp, and there's a hayloft like right above it, and a couple of ladders leading up to a raised platform.
All right. Gas was in the hayloft. That might be a tractor. And there's probably tools over there. So
who does what?
I'm gonna go see if that's a tractor. I'm gonna pull the tarp.
Pull it up, and there's an old car. It's rusted up in bad shape, but there's a car under there.
Oh shit, Chad. Think
Yeah,
you
I'm
can,
gonna check the car out.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a roll on your pilot basic.
All right.
I have points in electronics and mechanics.
Yeah, if you want to help, you can roll
Yeah,
mechanics.
I have it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want help or not, but I've got
Well, why
that.
don't you go ahead and roll as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do mechanics though, not
Yep.
electronics.
Yeah. I got a
I.
total.
That's a car.
Okay. It's
Between
in
us, we
much
would
worse
divide the
shape
car.
than your car. You're
Yep.
not even sure you could get this running,
Wow.
but there's certainly hoses you could take from it.
Which we quickly identify as being perfectly in shape with not at all any problems with it, given the rolls that we did.
Yeah.
The rules were basically for your decision of whether you think you can fix this or not, and you're uncertain. You don't think you can fix this, but it has parts. Yeah, I mean, you see perfectly good fuel line there that you could take. All right, so that's what's under the tarp. Who else does?
Right.
So while they're doing that, I'm gonna go over to the workshop and look for a wrench.
Okay, you do easily find a wrench. There's some old woodworking tools as well.
Mm-hmm.
All very orderly, all very neat. Looks like her husband kept things in order here. Some of them still have even a sheen of oil on them, like they were carefully put away so they wouldn't rust. But yeah, you got a wrench.
Cool.
Nice.
And then I guess I'll climb up to the hayloft since I found the wrench so quickly.
Okay.
And
Ascending the ladder, it creaks and shudders a little bit under your weight, but you reach the lip of the hayloft and look over. There's cubed bales of hay neatly stacked, one with a large scythe resting upon it. Light spills in through a window that the pane's been long since busted out. But it's kind of strange. The hay bales have been arranged to form what looks like a sofa, a table, and a chair, all occupied with what appears to be a scarecrow with rough homespun, dressed up to be like a farm mom, and one that's much smaller, clothed to be like a child. And they're just sitting there in this mock up of a sofa in front of what must be a mock up of a radio or a television.
oh, it's so cute.
You do see a gas can up here.
All right, so where in conjunction to everything is the gas can?
The gas can would be like if that bay, those hail bays are a sofa. It'll be on the right side of the sofa, just underneath mom's hand that's resting on the sofa edge.
Oh, of
The
course.
hand is an old woman, is a woman's long up to the elbow sort of glove, stuffed with straw.
Hmm.
The
Yes.
child
Cool.
has hands that are made out of like tool implements.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm just like, this is so adorable. The scythe is right there though, huh? I'm gonna grab the scythe and I'm gonna mess with the guys downstairs and toss the scythe over so it
Yeah,
lands
so
in the
you grab the
middle.
scythe and you're like, you're gonna play a trick on the guys below you.
Hmm.
But give me a spot check.
Yeah, I can do that. Boop. That's an 11.
Oh, it's an 11. Uh, there's a little bit of movement that you catch at the edge of your eye just as you're about to do something funny to the guys below with the scythe.
Oh,
You could have sworn that the kid's head was in the opposite direction of you, but now it's kind of facing you.
so
You didn't watch it move, and you're not exactly sure that that's the truth.
out of reaction though, if it's as I'm about to throw it, instead I'm just full swinging. Just reaction because I saw something move and I know they weren't up here with me.
Okay. What are you swinging at? The child or the mom figure?
How
You
big
saw
is
the child
scythe?
move. You saw the child move.
How big is the scythe?
It's a large scythe. Yeah, it's a two-hander used to
Can
cut
I
down.
both in one go?
You can try. I tell you what, depending on how well the melee attack is, which is what I'm going to
Okay.
ask for now.
I am trained
Oh,
in
you tried to cleave, eh?
athletics.
I cleave.
So I'm gonna go with an athletics due to just strength.
Well,
So
this
it's
would be a melee attack.
okay. So all right, so then it's just a strength roll.
with any bonus
Okay.
from that.
That's a 10.
And do you have any skill that would make you
You should.
be able to use a scythe?
Athletics and martial arts.
Yeah, good enough. Okay. Well, there's seated target. It's not enough to go through 2, but who would you hit first, the child or the mom?
If I'm swinging this way, which one is on the left?
The left would be the mom first.
It's the mom.
All right. It bites into the mom. Go ahead and roll damage for it. We'll call this. It's got a long, sharp blade. So why don't you roll a d8 plus any strength bonus you have?
That's 8
That's
damage.
8 damage. The scythe doesn't quite make it all the way through the quote mom's neck, and the child gets up, and so the heads don't. The heads of them are like bales of hay that have just kind of painted on features. It doesn't really move, but the child moves, and it has little tools for hands. It starts clanging them together, making a really loud noise as it jumps off the sofa and moves around the room. I would like you now to make me a courage save, please.
Yeah.
Lisa, what are you doing out there, woman?
Absolutely.
Clanging it.
I just yell scarecrows, and I have to roll under. I pass.
Okay. You're good. The little child scarecrow doesn't have a mouth, so it can't make noise, but it's clanging and making a lot of noise with its little tool hands.
Fire poker.
Meanwhile, the mom skeleton tries to reach out and strangle you with her gloved hands as your scythe is still like halfway into its neck.
Well, I still have the fire poker.
Yep. We will go into initiative now. I gave you that free, and everyone else go ahead and roll as well, just in case it comes up. Because right now you don't know anything's going on other than there's a lot of noise going on up there.
It's a
D6, right?
D20 or?
I assume it's a D20. I get a +1 for initiative, so I assume it's a D20 plus initiative.
Okay, so I roll a.
I'm going last.
Wait, who rolled? Wait, did I roll?
No, actually, it's rolled on a D6. Add any bonus to dex.
Oh, D6.
Yeah, higher is better.
I've got a +1 marked as an initiative thing. So
I got a 10 because I have a +4 to initiative.
I have a 2.
I have a 4.
Okay, they have a 3. So definitely it sounds like, Dion, you're going to go again. But the mom is struggling, and your scythe is kind of, you can still use it, by the way. You can pull it back and use it. It's not trapped.
Okay. So
but these two things are, quote, alive?
Yeah.
What do you do? You passed your courage save, so you're perfectly in a normal state of mind.
Yeah.
But these things are animated, and it's not like there's blood gouting out from the wound you caused in it either.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna use a survival to re-roll that. So I'm gonna get a 15, so 16 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll that damage again. D8 plus your strength bonus.
That's gonna be another 8.
All right. You finish removing the head from the mom scarecrow.
Does it fall over?
Yes. It stops moving. The child is still scurrying around the room just as if a child would, clanging and making all the noise it can.
Okay.
So who's next in the initiative pass, and what are you doing? So Lisa hasn't said anything.
I yelled
You're just hearing,
scarecrows.
you yelled scarecrows. Okay.
I did. Before initiative, I was like, scarecrows!
Okay, Bruce, I think you're next then.
I'll just be. What are you doing? What's going on out there, Lisa? Making a lot of noise.
They're alive!
Yep. The child scarecrow is just trying to stay away from you, getting you between it and the couch, and just continues to make as much noise as it can.
Okay.
What do you mean they're alive?
Like, they're alive!
Chad, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm gonna freak and leave.
Why? You haven't seen anything.
Oh, I haven't seen anything.
You've just heard Lisa making a whole lot of racket up in the loft. That's what
The only thing that you heard was Lisa say scarecrows, And then you just hear a bunch of clanging, like metal slapping together up there.
I think that I've had enough sips this morning to believe that Lisa is starting to screamers cheer. So, I'll get up and go and like dance around and make a bunch of noise and
Okay.
stuff.
In the meantime, were you removing fuel hose?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we'll assume that you got a link the fuel hose off already then, and that's about all you need. So you were already given a wrench. Lisa found a wrench and handed it to you. So the only thing else you need is gas and some water. So since this is just a few seconds long, we're going to go back up to Lisa. The child continues to clang away, trying to make as much noise as it can, and it's keeping the couch between you and it. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna parkour over the couch and smash it from over the head with the scythe.
Okay, you make your parkour roll. If you make it, you can make the attack roll. If you miss it, you might get tangled up in the couch.
My parkour roll is a +3 parkour, plus my dex, which is also +3.
Okay.
So I rolled a 13.
More than enough to clear the couch. You do the little the slide over the top, putting you in perfect position. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Over the head. That's a 19.
Ooh, nice. Roll your damage.
That's a 4.
4 is enough to slice the hands off of the young child scarecrow, so it can no longer make noise with its clanging implements. And it holds its little stumps in the air as if it's in great pain and just runs around the room. You know what it does? Since it's its turn now, it leaps off of the hay loft that you're in, down onto the car hood below, where the two of you see a scarecrow fully in motion, about the size of a child, holding up the stumps of its arms. Why don't you two give me courage checks?
Lisa just threw that down. It's just moving about because she threw it.
Which would be a fine reaction if you've heard it pass that courage check.
So this is like
I don't know what my courage is, but no, it's not 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I made it.
Oh, that's perfectly what you think. Lisa just threw down a scarecrow. No problem.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna have you roll on the table.
D6, isn't it?
Hold on a sec.
It was a D8. Might be D10. I don't know. You tell me in a second.
Yeah, it's gonna be a terror check. Give me a sec. Oh, I really need to make a GM screen for this. Yeah, look at that. My failed improvised explosive tables. We should use that sometime.
We may yet need it.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, here we go. The failed courage terror fix table. It wasn't an extreme fail, so it's a D10.
Okay. It is a 4.
Okay, you just run, probably out of the barn.
Huh.
Okay, Chad, you're fine. How do you react? So we'll assume, since this is just a few seconds, the scarecrow has landed on the body of the car that you were working on, but isn't moving currently because it's just been a few seconds. So, yeah.
I'm gonna stomp it.
Okay. You make an attack roll.
Okay, so this would be a +3. 14.
And Bill, you're being asked why there's an Oompa Loompa peering over your shoulder there.
Because
when I die, what I want is for my children to hire Oompa Loompas to show up at the funeral and sing a song about the last mistake I made.
Oh, okay. That's to remind them. I got you.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
14.
Okay, that hits. You're just using your fist, though, right?
Well, I'm just stomping it, so I'm using my foot.
Which 4? D4 and your strength modifier.
Okay, this will be a +3, 4.
4 points? Okay. I mean, you're just tearing apart a scarecrow as far as you're concerned.
Right. So I'm like having fun while
Yeah.
it's going on, because I don't take
You stick your hands in the scarecrow's quote guts and just pull all the straw out, laughing as you throw it all in the air.
help.
All right, so we'll get back to Lisa. What do? You kind of look over and you see the small scarecrow boy has been de-strawed as Chad is just pulling its straw guts out, throwing it in the air, having a good old time.
I'm gonna get the gas.
Okay, yeah, it seems to be a mostly full gas tank.
I'm gonna toss the scythe over safely away from Chad, so I can bring that with me. Because now I'm convinced. Okay, the old lady isn't crazy. All right, and pretty simple. Just chop up a couple scarecrows. How bad can this be? That scythe will be useful.
Okay.
So,
Meanwhile, Bruce has ran out of the barn. Bruce, make me a spot check, please.
I don't think I want to.
Oh, you do. You do.
19.
Okay, you make it. So you don't run into the scythe that suddenly pops out of nowhere. And the scarecrow, Mr. Husk, is there with his pumpkin head looking very scary. He just tried to scythe your head off. He actually would have ran right into the scythe if you had not made the spot check. So you duck under it, maybe you fall to the ground. Actually, you made it really good. You made a really good check. So no, you duck under it and keep running.
Yeah.
So you've got one more round of running before you can regain your facilities, but you did not just execute yourself by running into a scythe.
You assume after then I'm going to stop running when I get my facilities.
You may not. You may not. Of course, the two of you in the barn don't know this is going on. So for you guys, we are leaving initiative, and just tell me what you're doing. You got hose, you got a wrench, you got gas. The only thing else you need is water.
all right. Is there a bucket?
Yes, there's a bucket, and she said that there were rain barrels all around the property.
Yep. So we'll just hit one of those up on the way back to the truck.
So what do? You exit the barn?
Well, the door's open because he ran out. So I look out the door.
Okay, you look out the door and you see the scarecrow marching towards you. Big ass scythe in its hand, jack-o'-lantern smile with jagged teeth on its head, marching right at you as you watch Bruce continue to run away into the cornfield.
Like, Chad, take the gas, take the all this stuff. I have my poker. I grab the scythe that's on the ground.
Yeah, so to be clear, Chad still hasn't seen anything odd.
And I'm like, Chad, watch out. The scarecrow, the dad's here. Run back to the truck, get the truck fixed. I'll handle this.
All right, you're going to do some scythe on scythe action?
Yeah.
Right, so technically you have the initiative. So you run out and go ahead. You already passed your courage check, so you don't have to make it again.
Okay. That's a 13.
13 is not going to hit.
Okay. Can I roll a survival?
You can. Yeah.
18.
That will hit. Go ahead and do damage.
Yeah, burning through those points.
Okay.
Can I use the survival on?
Not on damage. Yeah, not on damage.
To be fair, I have like 17 more survival points. So.
All right. So it retaliates by trying to open you up from crotch to throat with its scythe, and misses with a 6.
Can I flavor that miss?
Sure.
I want to do a fucking backflip.
You backflip.
It says on my character I could do a backflip, and I'm gonna do a backflip.
Oh,
Are you gonna have a child down the line whose name is gonna be Buffy Summers or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, it would be your turn, but you have no idea what Lisa is talking about. She ran out of the barn. Bruce ran out of the barn. They left you here. You've got the gas, you've got the wrench, you got the pipe and a bucket. You still got to find some water.
Well, I'm going to take the stuff out like she asked me to. I don't see any reason not to do that.
Okay. In which case, you see her in acrobatic melee combat with a scarecrow. You also pass your courage check, so you don't have to roll again. But there's a living scarecrow.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So what's your actions? You do see a rain barrel fairly close by. It seems that Lisa is handling herself okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the water and
You get the water.
take it towards the car. Yeah.
Sure. And then we'll round it out with Bruce, who now is in control of his faculties again. What do you want to do?
I'll look around, see what the hell's going on. Now they're going, what the hell happened?
Well, you're
there?
in the middle of the cornfield right now, so you ran into the cornfield. You can hear the ting of scythe on scythe combat behind you.
I spin around rapidly, trying to work out where the hell I am in relation to everywhere else.
Okay, so you can easily see the house. The house is on a hill, so that's the house, and so that means opposite the house is the road.
Assuming that I went from the house towards where the car was, I may have gone. If the house is surrounded by a wheat field, I could have gone in any direction.
That's true, but you see the house and you see the front door, and you know the road is just right away opposite the front door. So,
yeah. No, I'm going to try and catch up with the others, I think, first, because they've got to get stuff, and I got no stuff.
All right, so you climb back out of the cornfield. Unfortunately, you did fail your courage save before, so you have to roll another one as you see the scarecrow again.
It's not a plus anything.
Actually, you get a -1 to the roll because you've already seen it once, so it's a little easier. So I think you make it this time.
Yeah, I make it. Yeah. So
okay.
That
is a living scarecrow that is in combat with your friend Lisa. You see Chad is filling up a bucket of water, kind of leisurely off to the side, like, this is a normal thing. Every day this happens. What do you want to? So, actually, we're going to end it there because that's pretty much your turn. We'll go back to Lisa. Lisa, you're in combat with the scarecrow.
Yes. All right. 10.
He does the little thing with his hand that's like the bring it.
All right, I'm using survival. How about a dirty 20?
Dirty 20. Okay. Yep, that works. Go ahead. And so,
6
since this
damage.
is like a one-shot interlude, you are limited to not more than 5 points of survival spent in the episode. Okay.
Great. That's 3.
Okay. That does you slice into it, cutting through some of its coveralls and some of the straw inside. You really don't have a good impressions of how much you've hurt it because it's not like it's bleeding or anything, but it's certainly still motive now as it uses the backswing of its scythe and tries to come down like through your shoulder blade, diagonal through you. And it's going to miss and fumbles.
Oh, you rolled a D30?
Oh, wait.
Wow. And still
it's dramatic. I'm going to keep the fumble anyway.
I'm just letting keep
it's
it.
pretty cool. Wait, let's see what happens with that fumble real quick here.
That's impressive that you managed to do that on a D30.
Yeah, I know. That's why it has to stand. All right. Critical fumble table. Let's see what he did.
I didn't even know we had a fumble table.
Oh, yeah. He just hasn't really come up much. He whiffs and spins 180 degrees. You end your round with your back to your target.
Oh.
So I'll give you a bonus to hit him next round. Is basically he tries to do this big overhanded swing and it turns him all the way around so its back is to you. So Bill, it brings you. You're up. You've got your water. Lisa's still handling her own pretty well.
Mm-hmm. I see.
You see Bruce just stick his head out of the cornfield.
I'll be like, hey, she's fighting a living skeleton. You should go help her out, or a living scarecrow. So you should go help her out. I don't know what's going on.
So what else are you doing other than the brief sentence?
Getting water and going towards the car.
All right. Yeah. So you go into the cornfield, heading towards the car. You also know that there's the front door of the house. So you just walk through opposite.
Right.
And you head into the cornfield. So we'll bring back to Bruce. Bruce, do you want to get in there and help Lisa or
not? What I
not?
want to do is get the battery and headlamp, which we otherwise would have left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is probably going to take a little. Use that to spark up an electrical fire to go.
Try to burn the scarecrow. So we're going to do this as a melee attack. If you hit,
let's see. How many?
Hit, I'll let you do fire damage.
What is a melee attack roll then? When it's at home?
Strength.
It's a strength bonus, D20 plus strength, and you
Okay.
might have other things that add to your melee damage, but I don't think so for your
That I'm
class.
aware of.
Yeah, the bruiser
Okay.
classes get it. I don't think yours does.
15.
That's still pretty good. That hits.
Yay!
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. It's going to spark a fire, and it will continue to
Mhm.
take damage each round until it puts itself out. So roll a d6. This is the first round of fire that it takes.
Watch me roll a D1, everyone. You ready for a D1? Ready for one?
4
4.
points. Okay, it catches fire. It is now on fire, bringing us back up to Lisa.
I have given it the status fire.
That's going to miss, Lisa. Actually, no. What's your bonuses? Does that get at least a 15?
With whatever
Well,
bonus
no.
you were going to give me for him being faced away for the fumble.
Okay, so
Yeah.
wait. But did you add any strength bonus to that roll or anything?
It's a
No, that's pure.
one.
It's pure.
It's a
Okay,
plus one.
That
to
is
whatever
more than enough. You're going to hit. Go ahead and do your damage.
Okay. 3 damage.
Okay. Again, your scythe cuts through it. You're not exactly sure what, if any, you've done to it, but it's currently on fire. It seems to be a lot more not liking that than anything else. So it's going to go and try to put itself out by diving into the bucket of the water. So I'm going to let you have one more attack. Actually, I'll have both of you can take an attack at it if you want, although it's going to continue to be on fire. So, Bruce, I don't know if you have something else handy, but both of you can have an
No, I'll
attack.
just probably try and club it with the battery then.
Sure.
Do nothing else.
Go ahead and
So
give us
if I
melee
do
rolls.
anything, I'll care about it if I roll. I go away.
Can I
Yeah.
try and
You didn't
trip-
fumble, so you still have it in your
Oh,
hand. You just miss.
I am going to use one of my rare survival points, which apparently we have.
You get a +1 because you're near me.
Yay.
Go
Woo!
ahead and do a
That's a
reroll.
roll.
Yeah,
Well,
still not good enough. How about you?
Can I trip it?
It's still a melee attack roll, but yes,
Okay.
you can.
All right. I want to aim to trip with the scythe.
Oh,
Whoa.
fumble. Okay,
You know what? I'm going to use the survival. I have 1 left after
Okay.
this.
go ahead.
There we go.
Natural 20, which is a critical hit.
Can I
Roll me a
slice his
D20.
leg off?
Maybe. Roll me a d20 again.
D20.
Can you?
How about is it plus anything to this?
No, just solid.
3.
Doubles the damage. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Are you allowed to spend a survival roll on a fumble?
Sure. It doesn't say you can't. So
Okay, no. Some say you can, some say you can't.
7 doubled.
14 points. Okay. Yeah, sure. You cut off its feet. It's not enough to kill it, but it is going to be enough to keep it from getting to the water barrel.
Okay.
So it means on Jameis's turn, roll me another d6 as it takes more fire damage.
Where are we? Rolling dice. If you see a value, go for it. I don't know. One whole point.
So we're back up to Lisa. So it's made it to the it's crawling to the water barrel. Hasn't made it there yet. It's still on fire. It's your turn, Lisa. Chad, you have made it to the car and you have started repairs. You can go ahead and give me the roll for that to see how well it goes.
All right. +4 this.
How big is the barrel?
It's a full size keg, so it can fit a full adult in it.
7.
Okay.
I mean, your best bet is to just try and pin it with the scythe so it can't go anywhere.
So 7 will be a fail unless you want to spend one of your survival points to re-roll that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Go for it, Bill.
I want to pin it to the ground with the scythe.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, so you're working on it. Looks like you're making headway. Pin it to the ground with the scythe. This is going to be a strength versus strength thing.
Okay.
Yeah, the scythe will keep you from burning. So go ahead and do me a d20 plus your strength. Oh, that's not good.
I'm going to use my last survival point.
Okay, go ahead.
Well,
No, you're not able to keep it pinned. But so on its turn, it gets out of underneath your scythe and it manages to get over to the barrel and it puts itself out. That's its action. It is looking pretty tattered at this point. Most of its clothing is barely sticking to it. And that brings us to Bruce.
Yeah. I'm not going to be able to see it on fire again. That's not going to be. No, the best we're going to do is survive this, I think. what I want to try and do, and this is just going to be hard. I don't even think it's going to work, but I'll give it a go anyway. Kick the barrel so it tips over and rolls away with him in it.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so instead of this being a melee action, because you're not going to really miss this unless you roll a 1. It's going to be
Don't
straight.
understand me.
It's going to be a strength check.
Okay.
So D20 plus your strength bonus, and it's pretty heavy. It's full of water. I'm
Spending a
looking for
survival point.
I'm looking for a 12 as your total to be able to do it.
There you
do
go.
That's
30,
one.
20.
There it
Okay.
is.
You push the barrel over. It goes rolling downhill through the cornfield with it inside. So we're going to be out of action now. You hear the
Yeah.
car down at the road. You hear the car spin up.
That's impressive considering there's no battery in there.
Oh, that's true. You can't without the battery. You're right. Let me think. Maybe he honks the horn. We'll say
Yeah.
that he honks the horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We run.
He dropped the scythe, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he dropped his own scythe.
If you want the scythe, go for it. I'm running with the battery and I'm heading back to the car. So you do you.
Comparing the two scythes, does his look better?
They're the same.
Okay, that's left behind. I'm gonna go after the barrel. I'm gonna finish it.
Okay. You double scythe your way after the barrel. As
I'll
I guess
teach you to
Bruce
come
goes
after
to the
me,
car
bitch.
because you've got the battery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Settle that.
All right,
I'm
Lisa,
you.
it's not moving when you get to where the barrel is. But you don't know if that's because of whatever. So I'm just going to say you dismember it at this point. You remove its head, its stuffing, etc., etc.
Yep, smash the pumpkin.
Yeah. Okay.
Be like, you've been fired. Bam!
Nice. Eventually, all of you get back to the car, put the battery in. The petrol is old, but these old cars can still burn it just fine. You got the fuel line repaired, got the battery back in, put some water in the radiator. It looks like you're set to go. None the worse for wear.
I'm gonna put the scythes on the lady's front porch.
All right.
And I'm gonna just poke my head in and be like, I took care of your scarecrow problem. I'm sorry, but hopefully you can have visitors again. I wish you the best.
No,
so as you say that, she's in the kitchen. She's got a fresh pumpkin on the counter, and she's carving a new pumpkin head. She's like, "I'm so glad to hear it, dear. I hope you have a fine career ahead of you."
Yep. Yes, ma'am. You be safe now.
You think maybe if I don't make it look so horrible in the face, if I make it more handsome, that it won't be killing people that come on my property?
I think you should maybe talk with them this time around and, teach it love that you never could give to a child.
Talk to it? I never talked to my husband in our 50 years together. You want me to talk to
Well, you're awfully lonely.
Wow.
What if I made me a stuffed cat?
Might be a good friend.
Like,
Yes, because cats never attacked anyone before.
Never. Cats are beautiful, angelic creatures that never do anything bad. So you guys load the van up, and you head off. And the scene will end with the camera going to the back windows of your car, where there's a little woodchuck plush animal that is your college mascot. And you see the eyes glow red as you drive off. So yeah, there we go. You finished early tonight.
Mhm.
When your characters wake up, though, so you all again had this similar dream. You probably talk about having dreams now at breakfast down in the Bloodwurth Cafe. So yeah, you all have the same dream. At what point? So what you all remember is that she did introduce herself as a Lee.
Yes. Well, no, we saw the sign saying Lee Farm.
And she did tell you her name too. Let me get to it. You might want to write this down. It may come up. Will come up later.
Good for it. I'm not going to remember. Yeah. Except Dunhill. Dunhill never has these dreams. He's so blessed.
Agatha Lee. And you all very much remember the house that's on this little hill looking over this dense crop of corn and a road that runs through it. Reasoning it out, you're thinking that Bloodwurth is probably so the sign that says, tells you X number of miles to Bloodwurth, X number of miles to Aviation Hill is probably a little bit up the road, like another hour maybe up the road is what you're figuring. The best you can remember the dream and where things were situated. So yeah.
You think if we made our own pumpkin skeleton, scarecrow would have come to life? Nah, that's just being silly.
Well, now I'm gonna have to put a pumpkin cat in the game somewhere. It's just been tooling around since the 1960s. Yeah. Oh, well, there we go. So this was a in-game thing. So your characters woke up with another dream about this area, another oddity with college kids coming into town and finding some horrors, going off to do various things. Yeah.
What college was it?
Oh, it didn't really matter. Whatever you'd like it to be. If you want to link it to something in your characters.
No, it's just an out-of-area college.
Oh, yeah. They were not locals. They were not locals. Yeah. Okay. Well, there we are. We're ending early, I guess, but better some game than no game, I guess.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm. So the next time we're all together, we will have the scenario, and then I'm going to have you guys level up one more time.
Okay.
And we'll go from there and see what's happening. You guys have a fair amount of footage now in game, but you don't have like the sizzle reel. Like you've got a lot of B-roll, you've got a lot of stuff that you could use as filler, but you don't have like the sizzle reel. You don't have anything that really stands out yet. That's what you're missing.
And we'll never be able to leave when we do get it. So
yep. Mm-hmm.
Although I do wonder, for the people who are unable to leave, apparently, what happens if they go with someone who's going over to say Aviation Hill to pick up their check? What if they go with someone who can leave? What happens?
Actually, if your character attended one of the meetings and talk about it, something always happens. Like something happens to the car that they're in. A bunch of bizarre circumstances happen that they just can't leave, including the person that was driving the car that's not supposedly stuck.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And when one person even went through extreme measures to try and get it so that these unnatural luck circumstances didn't happen, just ended up back in town. Like a mist came up and they just ended up back in town. So even when they tried to play it so that there was no way it could be stopped, they just found themselves back in town.
Yeah, they just walked up the road and find themselves back in town. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. There we go. All right, guys. Well, I guess thanks for joining me tonight. Dion, you got anything going on this week?
When I'm not muted and when I'm not playing TTRPGs with my super cool, awesome friends, that's you guys. You can find me at my channel, Substances Used. I'm playing through the Suikoden first and second HD remasters. I beat the first one, perfect transfer file into the second one, and it's been really enjoyable. They did a good job. It's a lot of nostalgia for me, so yeah.
I'll have to check that out. Suikoden was one of my favorite JRPGs. One of my favorite ever. That was a lot of fun.
It's very
Chrono Cross was probably my favorite though.
Chrono Cross was so good.
Yeah. Jameis, what do you got going on? Tell us about your blog.
I've got a blog where I post about stuff, normally movies, but just recently I posted about some games that I've been playing. Because I do that. I just don't stream it, unlike everyone else here.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Bill, are you doing anything with the Frog Gods these days? Anything that's streamed or?
Well, no. I'm talking to him about streaming some stuff with. I'm going to run Rapanathik with the new Necromancer game rules, and we'll see if they'll let me stream it, and if not, I'll stream somewhere else. And probably talk to you about that in a week or two.
Awesome. All right. As for myself, if you found us, you know where we are. But go to the Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com, and you'll find all of our social media links there. As well, check out Kickstarter that I had a fair amount to do with. I did the editing and layout on it. It's a week and a few days in, The Cult of the Winged Skull. It is a adventure and campaign setting for both DCC and Shadow Dark. You choose which one you want, or there are options to get both. So there you go. Check that out. I'd much appreciate it if you do. Other than that, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.